Hi guys, it's Kathy. I hope you're doing well. Tell me something. When Maiko says, I promise I'll watch it at lunch. No. He missed it? Did he miss it? He didn't see any of it? Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh Maiko, you're gonna have a good lunch after lunch or whatever. You're gonna have a good nooner, just like we did yesterday. So, all right, so we have our chatters. We love our chatters. And you guys, like when you guys chat, first off, yesterday, something like yesterday happens. But also we have a replay crew, and the replay crew is pretty big, hundreds of people. And they all feel like they know you, all of you individually. Um, but I, they leave comments, not in our chat, but in comments. So, and a lot of us miss it. I don't miss it, but a lot of us do. So I just want to tell you, Clarice. Clarice hasn't been around for a while. Clarice was in the ICU for 6 weeks, and she's home now. So maybe we'll see Clarice today, but we will see Clarice soon. She misses everybody so much. Um, area, area, don't let this keep you sane. Stay crazy. B24, you know I love you so much. And then unemployed, overqualified. You are absolutely right now officially part of this chat. Not not just replay crew. This chat. She watches every day. He? Well, the icon is this big. And the name is unemployed, overqualified. So it has to be a she. It's overqualified. So until you come in here and tell me different, you are a girl. And your name is Jen. Hi, Jen. Hey, Jen. Thank you for watching. Thank you so much. You're just as much a part as everybody in here, and now you're officially, you know, one of the chat now too, because we're talking about you in chat. So yeah, thank you for all the replay crew. You guys are amazing too, and especially those who comment. Most of the time, I'm a girl too. Most of the time. All right. So I had something to say and it's gone now, but that's what happens every time. I'm supposed to say something and then I don't because oh yeah, I have somewhere right here. Um I have the laws of Texas downloads right here. Oh no, it's just a website. Why would you download a link to a website, computer? I wanted the PDF. Is that so hard? I have the laws for campaigns in Texas and what you are and aren't allowed to do for a campaign. Um, Texas by the Texas Ethics Commission. This was from 2019. I don't know if anything has changed since then. I don't know. Um, but it's a good place for us to start. So I will post this in the text channel. It looks like we can buy Judge Fleischer a billboard. It does, and we found out that Judge Fleischer is his own campaign manager. So we already have a name of who we can talk to. Um, I'm looking for the amount of money. I think you can give up to $5,000. Hold on, it's here. Okay. So contribution limits. Okay, a judicial candidate may not accept political contributions from a person that exceeds the following limits. So he's he's this one right here. So it's $5,000 from a person. But all right, here we go. But if it's a general purpose committee, and I don't know if we have to fill out paperwork to be a general purpose committee, but may not accept more. That's a single person. All right, so that's not it. That's not it. This one, 15,000. Oh, if the population is less than 250,000. How many people live in Houston, or I should say Harris County? It's probably more than a million. So we have 52,500 to play with. Not that we have that much money, but I have too many tabs open and I lost you guys. There we are. Oh no. There. I had it up. I didn't know I had my camera on. So, limits on contribution for general purpose committees. It looks like we are this one right here. He is a judge of a district court. So we are allowed to contribute 52,500. Yeah, but I do have a business EIN for vibes, but I don't know. I don't know if that's what we need. I don't know if we have to have something. But you know what? That's a good question. You should Google it. I'm gonna put this in the. All right, general purpose committees. Okay, we'll have to. We will have to keep looking at what's going on. But we're one step closer. We got a book right here. Okay, you say so. Listen, I'm only gonna do what you guys want me to do. Now I have to find my court videos. Yeah, but that Kelly, that's for a person. See, that if we go up a little higher in the law book, I really was just there a minute ago and no one saw it because I'm an idiot. All right, hold on. It's here. It's right here. Campaign contributions. Um, Restrictions. Here we go. Contribution limits. A judicial candidate may not accept political contributions from a person that exceeds. Oh, actually, he's this one right here, $5,000. But we're not one person. We would be a general purpose committee, and he is this one right here. So we have 52,500. Yeah, we can establish a PAC, Lori. We just need to know what that means. Oh, you mean in 2022 they came out with new laws that changed it Is that from a pack or is that from a person? It doesn't say in your text whether it's from a general purpose committee or a person. Bonjour. Oh, au revoir. Bye. Okay. So we'll look into that more. We have a little bit more to look at. But we're not going to just let it go. We're just going to keep going one step forward. Court videos. Let's play some court videos. I don't have them in order. I'm going to do this one first. I want to do this one first. It's just 27 seconds of our lives. Here we go.
Luckily enough, Michael Yulin. Michael Yulin.
Your Honor, Mr. Yulin is now represented by Max Shant.
Shart.
Shart.
I don't know how to pronounce that.
I don't know either, Judge. I've not met him. He's in a
SCHARDT.
conflict notice. I don't know what order we were.
I think somebody was trolling the judge. But who knows? Who knows? I'm just glad I got it. I'm just happy that he said that to us. Oh, no. Okay. This one first, then.
Actually, resets the blue sheets. I did my plea to try to find him.
We need little pager or something.
We need to change those dates.
Yes, he did. Listen, hold on. He said it. He said it.
Luckily enough, Michael Yulin. Michael Yulin.
Your Honor, Mr. Yulin is now represented by Max Shant.
Shart.
Shart.
I don't know how to pronounce that.
I don't know either, Judge. I've not met him. He's in a conflict notice. I don't know what order we were.
That's him, Fletcher. So they were talking about it. He goes on to say he's wrapped up in that. What did he say? He said YSL pleaded, but the other four are going to trial or something. So that's why he couldn't make it.
I thought the wrong year. Curses.
We tried to catch things already.
Numbers are not very important.
Factually correct. Rude nonetheless.
Rude, Judge.
All right, Mr. Webb, you have entered a plea of not guilty. They're fixing to hand you, I guess, a sheet.
Well, we give it to the captain when they're in first grade, Your Honor.
Y'all give you the whole package back. There's a sheet there going to captain will have for you, giving you the times and the dates you're required to come back to court. It'll be in your personal effects. You do get a deal, they'll give that to you. Mr. Jess Clifton represents you. You need to kind of get in touch with him, and if you want to file a motion to reduce bond, he can file that for you and set it down for a hearing. And I'll have to hear the charge, hear the motion. But apparently, actually, it's fairly already a pretty low bond set by the magistrate. Well, according to this, unless there's something else happened, you got a bond now. It's $5,000 property, $2,500 cash. It's not a $10,000 bond. It's a $5,000, $2,500, $5,000.
I thought it was a $10,000 property bond.
Unless he's got other charges.
Let me look, Judge. We may not have it in the system, but
Going to Captain Brown, according to this, the magistrate said his bond.
Just so you know, when you think I'm all scattered and crazy, Everybody's like that sometimes. This person, nobody knows what's going on with this guy at all until he confesses.
2,500 cash, 5,000 property. Now, unless there's another charge somewhere.
He has 2 misdemeanor theft by shopliftings that are pending in state court, but I don't know if that would have any bearing on.
I've bonded out of them already.
That's the only thing I see in my system. Oh, I don't have those.
So that's something new then. Okay, those are new cases. You got a $5,000, 2,500 cash, $5,000 bond on this case.
What is this case?
This is the possession of
Methamphetamine,
methamphetamine.
I've bonded out on that already before.
obviously.
Well,
Had he not bonded out, he more than likely wouldn't have new charges.
that's a good point.
I'm just,
Embroidery, knitting, or crochet? Which one? Which loop stitch? I have to know. Which one?
New charges could arise from old conduct, however.
that's true. But our jail's pretty efficient with getting the warrants up and served, so.
So what you're worried about is the warrants, is the bonds on the new cases.
Right.
That's not what's before me right now. Right?
Fletcher, he's not an attorney and very nice. You need to pick one. He's either an attorney or he's really nice. Don't be confusing us.
Who said that?
So what did I just say?
The case that's indicted that you pled not guilty.
Because burglary and.
No. I told you, this case is possession of methamphetamine.
Well, I was guilty on that. I was definitely, yeah, I had that.
Well, yeah, it's a pending charge.
I was guilty on that. I was guilty. I'm not going to point out how much I haunt you is talking now because it's so cool. But I bet he was guilty once too. Oh my gosh, I did it again. I haunt you. Brown logo icon. I just assume I haunt you as a man. Ken too. That is I haunt you. He just told the judge he was guilty. Idiot.
No, they're guilty on it.
You can't plead guilty until Mr. Clifton gets the evidence from the
Oh,
district
okay,
attorney and goes over it with you and talks about plea offer. But I'll let him know that you want a bond reduction on the newest felony charge, and he'll have to file a motion and bring that forward here.
All right, thank y'all.
Thank you.
Oh, okay.
Hey, what?
I don't know.
Can we get Burton as well? He just needs to be clerked.
Yeah.
Yes, he just needs to be clerked.
What?
3 at the time.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely, Judge.
I do 15 if you want to.
The court reporter might object to that.
We've done that.
Okay.
Hey.
We got any baseball to go to today?
Tennis is starting at 5 minutes.
She's not
All right. Now, what do you need to have an announcement on?
Your Honor, position 46 and 47 on the calendar. It's Kelly Titus.
Yes.
She is in the audience. She's had some physical manifestations, and the state, along with pretty much everybody else in the court, has asked for her to be drug tested. She
I have had physical manifestations too. A lot.
was drug tested and came back positive for opiates and benzos. The state is asking for an oral motion to revoke her bond. We don't believe that we'll be able to do any sort of negotiation or otherwise with her being obviously impaired.
Where's Ms. Titus?
I get a prescription of opiates,
But not for the other.
but no, yeah, they're
Yeah.
not good. But I do have a 15-year-old son, and I do need a week to get him transferred to another school.
Well, you'll need to call somebody from.
In case you didn't hear what she said, she tested positive. So they're calling for a bond revocation. And she says, I have a 15-year-old son and I need a week to get him into another school. And he said, you're going to have to call someone.
Jail to,
So I cannot run. I'm not.
well, we're not worried about that, but if you're encumbered, you don't need to be out and about is the problem. I can't have you driving
I don't drive.
and I can't have you looking after a child, even a 15-year-old child, when you're encumbered on 2 sets of drugs that make you not competent to deal with and handle life.
I don't drive around him.
Well,
He wasn't with me yesterday.
then where was he yesterday?
He was with my cousin.
And that's where he needs to be today.
Okay.
And tonight.
But I need a week to be able to give her transfer.
Well, your cousin will have to take care of that. She's with you.
I'll get an order, Your
The
Honor.
defense objection, Your Honor.
Ma'am?
And the
Yes.
defense objects.
I understand.
To the state's motion.
She's obviously, and she's admitted to using right here. She just said, I don't use around him.
Did you hear what he said? He said, she's with you. He didn't say she goes with you, but it was damn close. She can't, Judge. She starts a new job on Monday. I'm waiting for Kelly to finish. A babysitter for a 15-year-old? No, I did never once got a babysitter for my 15-year-olds. Ever, ever, ever. This one is sort of in the same line. She says she can't do something. You'll see.
Number 22.
Yes. The matter of Karima Thomas. Did I say your name right?
Yes.
W 2024 010829 and W 2024 010830, both out of 0714. Officer McFadden, I saw a live scan issue. Is that resolved now?
This is court service supervisor. Yes, the live scan issue has been addressed and we received the decision on this defendant. I sent that information and update to you.
Was it PSA manual?
No, it wasn't a manual.
Okay. Thank you, Officer McFadden.
You're welcome.
Madam Prosecutor, what's the state decision on these matters?
Yes, Your Honor, the state did file for the detention on both complaints.
So, Ms. Thomas, while this is unconnected to the reason why you are at the Atlantic County Jail at this time, on the cases for which you are appearing before me here in Essex vicinage, you must be detained. The state has filed a motion for your detention.
Do you think he's cheating on his wife too? Do you think he is? I don't know. I'm going to go with yes.
However, you must also attend a detention hearing on Friday, November 8, 2024, before Judge Callahan. Judge Callahan will decide on Friday whether you will be released or not. After that, then, not to be released from the other, whatever, for whatever reason you are in Atlantic County Jail, the judge on Friday will not be deciding whether to release you on those matters. He will be deciding only to release you on the 2 cases for which you are here. So if you're still going to be detained for other cases, you will still be detained. But the release will only become effective upon your eventual release for whatever other reasons. No, pay attention to me. No one interrupts me. Pay attention. So that is only when those release conditions, if it happens.
I just interrupted him. Actually, a lot of people interrupt you, Judge.
Happens, the judge does not have to release you. You may not be released, but you may also be released. Now, after that, these cases will go before Judge Critchley on December 13th, 2024 at 9 a.m. And Public Defender Eret has been assigned to represent you. The Public Defender's Office will call you to discuss your case and to prepare arguments for your release on Friday. And going forward, they will prepare arguments in your defense. Do you understand? All right. I've given you the information. Thank you. So you can leave the booth now, please.
I got a service cat that's in the house alone, and it's been in here since Monday. And I can't contact my family. Oh,
You are outside our. What do you have? A dog?
I have a service cat. I live in North New Jersey. I don't have no charges in any county. They're holding me for Essex County. And my service cat been in the house since Monday, October 28th. I don't have nobody to feed my cat. I live by myself.
You are at the Atlantic County Jail. I can tell them at the jail they can send the SPCA. You're not allowing me to speak. We can't both be talking at the same time. Then it sounds like we are in a market square. If you want to listen to me, you can listen. If you have an animal that is in danger, I will call the police to go and break into that house and bring the animal out. And if they go there and you have committed a violation, they will also charge you with any violation that you have committed. If that's what you want to do, then I need you to send your address where the animal is, and I will activate animal control, but they will have to break into the house. Do you understand?
Sir, I have a mother that can go to my house and get my animal if I could contact my family. I've been in jail.
So why are you telling me? So why are you telling me to do something that you have a solution?
I can't contact my family. They won't give me no number. I don't have a phone number to call my mother.
Well, you can discuss that with the corrections officer. There is a system that allows inmates to make phone calls. So please discuss that with the corrections officers. You can leave the booth now, please.
Your Honor, Anita Treasurer with the Public Defender's Office. Good question. Did Ms. Thomas say she has a phone number or she does not have a phone number?
I don't have the phone number, ma'am.
What is your address and your mother's name, please?
Denise Carmona.
Darmona.
Carmona. Denise Carmona.
What is your address?
8 minutes. That's how much longer it took her to tell the address. 8 minutes. So we're not watching that. About her crying, let's listen to a wise lawyer talk about crying in court.
What about Reverend Bell? For the new baby?
Your Honor, this is, Ayla Sumner. She was late getting to court this morning. I think that it was the state asked for a bench warrant, but she is here now, so we're requesting that bench warrant not be issued. Yeah.
All right, Ms. Sumner, where were you this morning?
My daughter, she has therapy still.
Do you really eat armadillo in Texas? Do you eat them? Is that something you eat? Please answer me.
We doctor's appointments, we do everything. We can't. They all I got. Doctor's appointment, therapist with my daughter.
I understand. But if you're not going to be able to be here, you need to let your lawyer know so the lawyer can tell the court that you're not going to be here, and then we can deal with that, you see. Just not showing up is not a good option.
I understand.
And she's position number 21 on the trial calendar, Your Honor, and we're announcing ready for trial.
What's she charged with?
Possession of meth.
Your Honor, it's worth noting, in speaking with the PD's office, the main, Rocky may have it off, actually. In speaking with the PD's office, the main arresting officer in this case is Joshua Baylor, who's no longer in law enforcement, at least not at this time. He's actually in our early intervention program due to his working as a contractor et cetera. And in contemplation of that, because this is a methamphetamine case, she has a history of prior possession cases and convictions. And giving her the benefit of this being an older case, I said, hey, if she can pass a drug screen today, the state will agree to dismiss this case because it's a 2020 case.
First, I don't think he can get inebriated. Second, he knows every time. Oh my God, there's a little piece of parsley in there. Get it away. Get it away. It's green. Do you eat green Jell-O?
He wasn't arrested until later because of COVID, and the officer is no longer in law enforcement.
But
that was rejected.
That was what?
It was rejected.
Yeah.
She refused to be
Yeah.
drug screened. So
Yeah.
I don't know if there's a drug issue here. The state certainly can be ready for trial because that's kind of where we are. In the event that she had tested positive for anything, the state's recommendation, because it's such an old case and because she has individuals that she's taking care of, the state was going to be recommending an outpatient drug treatment to make sure that she is, doing well and taking care of herself while she is taking care of others. All of that has been rejected.
Little does he know, though, when his wife gives him green Jell-O, that was really cherry 2 weeks ago.
May I say something?
I'm asking for a response. You got to that.
Not really. I did discuss with Ms. Sumner the fact that the district attorney had made that offer of taking the drug screen and all, but she's not on probation. She's not on any kind of paperwork.
I'm not on probation. I'm not on nobody's paperwork. I've got kids.
What food do you like that would surprise us?
I take care of.
So you have to understand one thing.
Yes, sir.
You may not be on probation.
Yes, sir.
You may not be under a sentence.
I'm listening.
But you're out on bond.
Yes, sir.
You're out on bond.
Yes, sir.
And as I interpret the law of the state of Georgia, people who are out on bond are not supposed to violate the laws of this state. And using drugs would be a violation of the laws of this state. And so if you're using drugs and would test positive, then that's a violation of your bond conditions.
Not. Most definitely not.
Then that makes me suspicious then, as though it's why you would not agree to a drug screen, you see?
So do my cats.
Just can't?
Just cannot do it, Judge Reeves, because I ain't did nothing to nobody. And
I can't drug screen. I cannot, Judge Reese. I didn't do nothing to nobody.
a majority of this case is a lie. And I won't go to trial about it.
I understand.
Because if I didn't do it, I didn't do it. If I did it, Judge Reeves, I would tell you. I would tell you.
I understand. Well, that's true sometimes it's not.
I understand that.
Yeah.
Yes,
a lot of folks don't ever want to admit what they did. Does she have any prior record?
Yes, Your Honor.
What's the prior?
Oh, perfect. Right on time. Thank you. She has she has a 2016 violation of controlled substance times 2. Actually, let me just pull it to see if it'll actually tell me what. She has 28 cycles on her record, Your Honor. The first conviction was a burglary in the second degree, reduced to a theft by taking in 2014. She was given 12 months probation in Evans County. She has
It was a felony?
It was not, Your Honor. It was a misdemeanor.
Okay.
Her first felony is in 2016. She, it looks like maybe she did a 16-13-2 or first offender, because it has that she was convicted February the 16th of 2016, and then at a probation revocation, it was revoked in August of 2019. That's out of Appling County. Possession of a Schedule II controlled substance, and it looks like 2 counts, and it looks like it was methamphetamine. possession of methamphetamine at that time.
That was 2016.
2016. Then she has a possession of Schedule II controlled substance, 3 counts, also in 2016. And it's a different case number. So my assumption would be that they were 2 separate cases. She has a bond forfeiture in Baxley from a municipal court, disorderly conduct and misdemeanor.
Please tell me that one is in Texas, because I really thought you guys had a lot of them in Texas.
Marijuana possession.
Ah, yeah, it is.
It looks like her 3rd felony is a possession of methamphetamine in Telfair County in 2019. She has a forgery in the 3rd degree in 2017. That was a 5-year probation, so that would be her 4th felony. She has a DUI in 2017.
I have been trying to get my life right, Mr. Judge Reeves.
I have to try to get my life
I
right.
got breast cancer now. That's old things. I can't help my past.
It looks,
The only thing I can do is change my future.
it looks as if she was arrested February the 17th of 2021, perhaps on both, on this possession of meth. And I have do we have another case on her? Rebecca, will you look and track her? There's 2 different cycles. One is this possession of methamphetamine, and then one is a theft by receiving stolen property and false statements. She was arrested on the same date, but it looks like 2 separate cycles, but I don't think we have. Okay, the theft by receiving, it looks like was dismissed in.
He's just
You're arrested
fucking.
for what?
When was that? Oh,
10-5 of this year?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. This just happened.
And she was given a bond?
Yes, sir.
Well, get me a drug test.
Yes, sir.
Judge, while we're waiting on that, if we can put another case on the record for our trial, please.
Sure.
Mr. Tarver, if you'd come up. It's,
All right, she's back. Her drug test is over. Let's see what happens.
What's the result?
Sign these right here.
All right, Ms. Payne, your client has tested positive for methamphetamine, marijuana, and benzos.
You just showed us a picture of a meat pie that you made.
just come on back up here to the microphone.
I've been going to classes, to this class with her. She's been my friend. I'm trying to do better. I'm trying real hard to do right, Judge Reeves. She's been my friend for years.
I understand
What's
that.
the name of that thing?
She's gonna go up and start attending up at the gardens and hopefully.
I gotta get my kids.
They got classes and AA meetings and other things, but she.
Well, I can't, she's out on the bond.
It'll never
Is
happen
there,
again.
is there a motion?
Your Honor, I have a.
Ms. Payne, is there a motion?
The state's making no motion to revoke her bond at this time.
My daughter.
I know. I'm sorry, I understand.
Your Honor, a
Ms.
plea offer was just given to me by Ms. Wilson. If the defendant is willing to take that plea offer, would the court, with the results of the drug screen, would the court
Well,
entertain taking that plea offer?
I don't know what the offer was. There was an offer to dismiss the charges if she was clean, but she's not. And she's got new charges pending that we just found out about from October.
Which I didn't know about at the time.
Neither did I.
And given the given the nature of the case and the age of the case, I went, well, if she got a handle on her drug problem 3 years ago, then we dismiss it if she tested clean, but obviously that's not the case. If she would agree to like an RSAT suspended upon some inpatient treatment, I think that would be what she would need. But I don't know if she would be classified as taking that voluntarily today or not. And
Well, there you go.
if she could,
That's why I was asking.
We can look at that in 2 weeks. I'm back 2 weeks from this Thursday.
Your Honor, she may be sober in a few days, because most of the time meth doesn't stay in the system, but for 2 or 3 days. Your Honor, me and Brandy and you will all be in Metter on Friday, if that's something that you will entertain.
And I'll be here Thursday.
Which won't keep her in the.
I'll be here Thursday.
Miss Wilson and I'll be, Miss Wilson and I'll be in Washington County Thursday. We'll be here remotely, but,
Well,
Friend said she'll bring me.
no, ma'am, I'm gonna take care of getting you here. Don't worry about that. I'm gonna take care of getting you here because you're gonna be in the custody of the sheriff.
Huh?
Yes, ma'am, you're gonna be in, I'm gonna revoke your bond today and you're gonna be in the custody of the sheriff. So you won't have to worry about getting here. I'll get you
No,
here.
I'll come. I need to get my
Ma'am,
kids.
I cannot have you out on bond supposedly taking care of people when you're
Judge Reeves,
using
I'm not doing
methamphetamine. You know you are because you're positive.
Here we go. Get ready.
no, now, don't start crying. We ain't having no crying up here.
Don't you start crying. We have no crying up here.
Just go with the sheriff. I'll come talk to you in a few minutes.
Oh, no, listen, I'm not going.
Go with the sheriff and I'll come talk to you in a few minutes before it gets.
Her lawyer turned cold when she started crying. Don't you start crying, Fozzie. There ain't no crying in here.
So what is?
All right. All right. All right. All right.
FTAs on.
Does this look familiar to anybody? Because I can't remember for the love of me if I showed this or not. I don't think I did, but maybe I did. Was it yesterday? I don't know. I'm going to press play until someone says we saw it.
October 10th and then October 18th. I was able to confirm from looking at data access that Mr. Gonzalez had been double set on the October 10th date. He had a preliminary hearing in Adams County 24 CR 2921. The notes from that case.
Yeah, I thought so. I left it in here from yesterday by accident. Okay. Now this next one was from the day before the election. Okay. So already my mind is like, what's the outcome? What's the outcome? What's the outcome? What's the outcome? I'm waiting for the outcome. So I get to this and it starts out great. I'm 50% sure I haven't played this yet. It starts out great because you know how we you know how judges send people to RSAT and this and that and community control and corrections and prison, and they're supposed to take all these classes and do all this stuff while they're there. Well, this guy sort of describes to us sort of what that's like. And then we just want to know what the judge is going to rule. There's a little bit of going on, and you guys are going to hate it. You're going to hate the ahs. I know it.
What he's been doing, but he does have some notes here. I'll take you go over to kind of show you what he does with each day.
Sure. Mr. Patton.
Okay, so Monday through Friday, at 8 o'clock in the morning, I attend a morning motivational group. And then, so Monday through Friday, I have anger management classes, Men of Honor, CGA, which is a criminal and gangs assistance, which is a 12 steps program, conflict resolution, lifestyle addiction, and relapse prevention classes. And then to go to my college courses, which are on Tuesdays and Thursdays. And then outside of the program, I've also been attending Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday an NA group outside of the program.
And does that seem to be working for you?
Yes, ma'am. Definitely helped me to focus on learning more about myself and my goals and my own self-worth.
So what are you going to do if, say, I don't know, something goes wrong?
So that's someone doing what they're supposed to do. His schedule is, every morning at 8 o'clock I do this, but these aren't even my pants, Kelly. These aren't even my pants. Anyway, so that he just describes like every morning at 8 o'clock he does this. Then he takes his anger management. He does his meditation. He goes to AA and NA. Blah blah blah. Okay, but he broke the law again. He's trying to do good, but he broke the law again. Burglary, I think. It's hard to tell. You'll see why it's hard to tell what he did. They call it a 142, but I think it's burglary.
Who knows? There's an election coming up tomorrow. A lot of things could change. What if everything closes down? How are you going to stay off of the drugs? Have you learned something?
Well, now I have a support group, a network of people that I know I can call upon that are at the program and then outside of the program as well. That I know if I am struggling with something, I know I have people I can call that I think help me.
Excellent. That's good. Reaching out to people who can help you is really a good step. That's usually people who have been there before can provide better advice than most of us judges or the attorneys do. So it's good to have contacts. And I'm pleased to see that you are keeping your day filled, but not overly filled. Still, though, I know myself, if I have a lot of free time and there's a candy jar around, it's very difficult for me to refrain from eating a lot of candy during the day, even though I know that it's still bad for my health. Now that I don't have any real teeth, it probably isn't bad for my fake teeth, but it's still not good for my health, and I understand that. But I just can't keep away from it. It's a lot easier if I'm busy. So that's my analogy to drugs: keeping busy and keeping busy, talking to other people, socializing, being around other people really helps. It helps me feel better when I'm around people and I can talk to people about things, even if because I can't really talk to a lot of people about my cases.
If you think that's TMI, just wait, because she goes on for a while.
I can still talk to them about other things, and just hearing about their everyday affairs and hearing things that they're going through and struggles can help me to put things in perspective. And but yeah, keeping busy really helps. And so let me hear from probation then about their recommendation.
Your Honor, we've had the recommendation of 120 days since the violation was filed in February of 2024. Like Ms. Brochet's mentioned, he has been flashed, especially on the most recent arrest for the 148.
We talked about that. And we talked about that wasn't probably the best move that he could have made, but yes, go ahead.
So we didn't increase our recommendation for time, Your Honor, because he was flashed for that purpose. So it remains as the 120 days. We're also, obviously, it sounds like he is enrolled in some counseling services. So our recommendation is the 120 and that he be directed to enroll in complete controlled substance abuse counseling.
All right, thank you, Mr. Yeoman.
Your Honor, I'm sitting in for Mr. Samrad based on the notes. The big issue was the 148 that occurred while he was out, and sounds like that's already been talked about. So I have no further comments, and I would submit.
So, Ms. Brochet's, what do you recommend we do now? Your client's steering himself in the right direction again, which is good to hear. I still have some concerns because it hasn't been that long ago that he
Dan's watched it 7 times.
picked up the new 148. Yeah, I don't want to deter him from the progress. Sometimes going into custody right away can mean you associate with people that I'd actually prefer you not associate with right now. Because until you build a big enough base, it's going to be difficult to really focus on your forward progress and not be tempted to slip backward. That's my concern. That's one of the things with juveniles even say, sometimes when they're first brought into juvenile hall, it's best not to stay there too long or they'll associate with people who could teach them the wrong ways to live. So it's unfortunate, but there are people who are in custody who may be tempted to try and entice you to do things that you shouldn't be doing right now.
Like drilling.
Make sure that I have it correct. On the second degree burglary case, he would be on, if he would essentially be on mandatory supervision on that case, correct?
Right. Well, yeah, that was there were none of these cases were state prison
On
cases.
this
Correct.
matter, he just put it open and we haven't sentenced.
Right. We haven't sentenced him on that. So.
Technically, Your Honor could put him on mandatory supervision on in the 7749, because even if he's on mandatory supervision, he still risks if he messes up or anything changes, having to potentially do the entirety of the remainder of the time. Not as a human kind of held over his head.
It is.
He is doing extremely well. I don't know if we want to continue this thing again until after the holidays to give him an opportunity to lean into the skills that he's learned during a period of the year that is a little bit harder for some people, just to show that he can use the skills that he's.
Ma'am, Judge, we heard everything we need to hear. All we need from you right now is a decision, please. Just give us a decision what's going to go happen to this guy.
Learned to maintain his sobriety and maintain his treatment. I think if I heard correctly, maybe on the PRCS violation, he would be time served.
He is. He also has credits, standalone credits on the felony case ending in 749 of 111 plus 110.
Your Honor, I'm sorry, I am coming at this a little bit new. Is the intention, I know it's on for sentencing, at least that's what my notes say. Is the intention to place him on mandatory supervision just for the period of whatever the court gives, and then sentence him on the misdemeanor and the PRCS violation?
That's what we're just.
Okay, I just want to make sure I'm on the same page as everybody.
So yeah, I mean, so apparently has credit for time served on the PRCS. The court gave no indication at all on the misdemeanor. So I guess technically he face up to a year in jail on the misdemeanor. And that's the 148. On the second degree burglary, obviously he could face 3 years in or part in, part out. So does probation have any recommendation on the second degree burglary? I don't think we referred it to probation yet on that, correct?
Somebody just needs to smack her in the back of the head. Spit it out. Spit it out.
No, it hasn't been referred, Your Honor.
Yeah. So that's the thing. What probation's recommendation is just based on the PRCS case in which he has pretty much time served for that. So we really don't have probation's input too much on the misdemeanor or on the new felony. The thought was probably, maybe giving him just rest on mandatory supervision if he had been doing really well, but then he picked up the new misdemeanor 148. It's hard to tell what is the most motivating. I think I'd want to hear how Mr. Patton is doing in any event. The issue would be which of the 3 sentences, 16, 2, or 3, would be imposed on the mandatory the one that's the second degree burglary that's on for sentencing. or even probation
You know, it'd be good right now, instead of her telling us the sentence, maybe another story, another quip.
on that case, I suppose. But what would the court give him? What should the court give him? And so I know the people's position, Mr. Yeoman, had been that they were concerned since he picked up this new 148, and I was very concerned as well, which is why I put this over, because I wanted to make sure he was getting back on track. The people who are working with Mr. Patton have been very successful and understand some of the things that a person needs to really focus on when they've pretty much for their entire life been doing things that aren't the best for them, and how psychologically they may initially try to revert back to their old ways when faced with stressful events. And that's obviously a concern, because we see that a lot of times where people go back to their old ways. I go back to eating candy, pretty much even after I've come from the dentist office. I used to do that. You go back to your old ways, especially difficult if you have the same old friends in it. I'm thinking one of the best things might be, because although now there aren't as many issues with respect to felony prison sentences versus felony local sentences as well, maybe just putting over the sentencing though too. It still has some implications if you are sentenced to even local prison versus state prison. Obviously, he's already been to state prison, so we know that. But sometimes people can really make a change for themselves, and can be really upstanding citizens in the community and successful in helping others. It just depends. But we've had just a short time since the 148 occurred. And so I'm not the best at predicting the future, but I think Ms. Brashear's one of the better things might be a big incentive. Kind of like when I was a child, my parents sometimes would bribe me with candy. If I behaved, I would get, some candy that I really liked. If I behaved when I got my blood tested, we'd go across the street to the drugstore and I could get a piece of candy or something, or a toy. Sometimes having the unknown out there is a big incentive, because, your client, Mr. Patton, could spend 3 years on the burglary and a year on the misdemeanor locked up, or he could have no further time to go in custody. It just depends. And it depends a lot on how he's doing. And I know that's a stressor, but then again, it's important to be able to deal well with stress. And while you have those people there to help you, it's important to
Please just tell us. Just roll. Just make a rolling, please. The election's tomorrow. We're already wondering what's going to happen. Can you just give us an answer? Anything.
deal with the stress.
Sentence it. Give him the death sentence. It doesn't matter. Just say something.
So that say if no one's around, how to work through the stress and what you can do yourself that'll help keep you from getting in trouble. So maybe if we came back after the holidays, that would be a good thing, because holidays are generally a difficult time. I've been on call a lot during holidays, and they're difficult. There's something depressing for some people. There's a lot of stressors. Sometimes you're together with people, friends or relatives that can be difficult. And then you have financial issues at times, because you want to buy presents. Just going shopping in a busy shopping mall can be very challenging and aggravating. Just driving to and from work can be more aggravating because there are a lot more people out. And so I think it would be good for me to be able to review how Mr. Patton is doing after the holidays and see if he's been able to successfully deal with these stressors that life's going to be thrown at him and continue on his progress. That way, either way, I'd be setting a review, but I think that might be best for everyone here. Is your client willing to waive time on these, Ms. Brocheters? Is that correct, Mr. Patton? Do you waive time for sentencing on these matters?
You used it all.
We do have the calendar for next year.
Nope. I didn't. I stopped it before they went through the calendar. We don't care when. I don't care when. Maiko sent us to a website that looks pretty interesting. So I am absolutely not at all going to get his sentence because I just don't care anymore. I don't care what his sentence is. I don't even care at all. I need to go somewhere else. But I sat through that mess. So you guys sat through that mess. Okay. Let's do this one. This one I got because we've not seen this crime before.
All right, these grand jury indictments. Is that what this is? All right, we are opening grand jury indictment. We are in open court. The public is present and have a right to attend. The sheriff's deputy is here. The clerk is here, and the grand jury bailiff is here. So all the legal requirements are met. The indictments are unsealed and opened. Got a jail inspection report.
Not only is this a case that we've not heard before, of crime that we've not heard before, this is a grand jury indictment. So judge has to go through all this extra fluff. It's kind of cool.
And they had 8 cases with 7 true bills. They had 1 no bill. I don't see a no bill, but they say there's 1 no bill.
Error in the minutes, Judge. You know, counting's never been the strong suit, so.
Well,
Counting, math.
Did they have true billed one defendant and no billed another, because there were some multiple defendants?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 7 true bills, and they say 8 cases were.
Every single number is 2 syllables. 1, 2, 3.
Presented. Well, they just, okay, they rewrote it. Okay, I see the correction now.
Why are you just messing
They had to
with
scratch
me?
out and all that.
It's the third calendar calling. Oh, Judge. Like, truly. Brandon.
Up all of these right. David, the facts and circumstances, please, ma'am, of the recommendation.
Yes, Your Honor, this involves a prison drop of contraband, the contraband being tobacco at Washington State Prison in Davisboro, Washington County, Georgia on July 5th, 2023. Investigation led to this defendant along with a co-defendant, Laquise Harris, Laquise Harris. I believe that Mr. Harris's brother was incarcerated at Washington State Prison and was the intended target for the contraband drop. They were alerted regarding the drop. Washington County Sheriff's deputies went to the scene. There were 2 individuals who were walking on the roadway. One ran, was later caught. I believe that was Mr. Harris. And then the investigation, cell phone records and text messages between the 2 led to Mr. Hampton and these charges.
Hampton. Not Hanson, Hampton.
Hampton.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. The state's recommendation in this case, as to count one, will be a 5-year sentence, 2 to serve with the remainder on probation, subject to any credit for time served as allowed by law, with the recommendation to a transitional center, a $50 fine. He is also subject to the special conditions of probation memorialized and attached.
It's grayed out, Brent. I can't turn on subtitles.
Attachment A of the negotiated plea sheet numbers 2, 10, 11, 14, or excuse me, 2, 10, 11, 15, 16, 20, 25, 32, and 34, and has been made aware of the special considerations of entering into a guilty plea memorialized in attachment B.
All right, Mr. Hampton, you heard that recommendation. Is that the recommendation you expected her to make and the one to which you have agreed?
Yes, sir.
Part of that recommendation is while you're under this sentence, you'll be subject to what we call the Fourth Amendment waiver. That is, you give up your right against search and seizure. And you have to agree.
Yes, ma'am. This was the fourth courtroom I got him in on this one day alone. The other ones were just boring, but I got the other 2 courtrooms. There was one and we've never seen him in before. Can't remember what county it is. But yeah, cigarettes. He tried to get tobacco into jail, and now he's facing 5 years in prison. I think, though, I don't know. I probably would have went higher. If I was going to go to jail for 5 years, probably would have went a little higher than tobacco.
That is a special condition of probation. You shall submit to a search of your person or property any time of the day or night, with or without your consent and with or without a search warrant, whenever you are requested to do so by your probation officer or any law enforcement officer. And if anything is found in that search, it may then be taken and used against you in any court of law. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
And do you agree to that?
Yes, sir.
Although you are not admitting guilt, have you decided that it is in your best interest to plead guilty because at the trial, the evidence presented may be sufficiently strong for you to be convicted?
Yes, sir.
Based upon that, do you now freely and voluntarily enter your plea of guilty to the charges against you?
Yes, sir.
You're here today with your attorney, Ms. Payne, who along with Ms. Carr have been representing you. Are you satisfied with the services they have rendered to you in this case?
Yes, sir.
That's probably how I go to jail, guys. Someone says, oh man, I bet you can't smuggle this pack of staples into that jail. Oh, let's go. Let's go. And that's how I get locked up for 5 years.
Anything else you'd like to say?
No, sir.
Ms. Payne, you heard the recommendation. Is that the one to which you and your client have agreed?
Yes, Your Honor.
You satisfied that he understands all of his rights?
I am.
Is there anything else you'd like to say?
No, sir.
All right, Mr. Hampton, the court finds that you understand the nature of the charges against you and the consequence of your guilty plea, that there is a factual basis for the guilty plea, and that you decided knowingly, intelligently, and voluntarily to plead guilty. The court will therefore accept your guilty plea, and I will accept the recommendation. Count 1 will be a 5-year sentence, 2 to be served in the penitentiary, followed by the balance on probation. You'll get credit for time served as allowed by law, and we will recommend a transition center toward the end of your sentence. There'll be a $50 fine. Count 2 will be null pros. That will be the judgment sentence of the court unless you'd like to withdraw your plea. Would you like to withdraw your plea?
No, sir.
All right.
So I was just visiting someone in jail in the prison we have here in Lancaster not too long ago. I don't know, a year ago maybe. And they don't let visitors wear bras. Because that would be perfect place. Underwires, staples, that would be fine. But they don't let you wear bras into the jail. So that's out. I wonder if I could just staple my shirt like a decoration and make it through. Probably not. I'm guessing not. I guess that's probably not going to work. Yes, Nan, you're not allowed to wear a bra into the prison to visit someone.
You've been sentenced to a period of confinement. It's a violation of the law to escape. If you were to escape, you can then be prosecuted for the new offense of escaping and receive an additional 1 to 10 years in a penitentiary. If a dangerous weapon were to be used by you or others in that escape, you can receive an additional 1 to 20 years in a penitentiary. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
This is a felony conviction. You have a period of 3 years within which to petition the appropriate court. No, it's not a conviction, though. It's a first offender, so don't need to tell him that yet. All right, thank you. It's not a conviction yet, so I don't need to tell you about it being a conviction. It won't be a conviction unless you violate the terms and conditions of your probation and mess up and they bring you back up here. Don't do that. All right, thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.
So he didn't go to jail for that. Okay. I don't know. I don't think so, because the staples are metal, so they'll go off from the metal detector. I should have picked a different object. I should have picked something wood or plastic, but I didn't. I said staples, so now I have to go with staples. And I don't know. There's no guy, it's just a piece of paper. They hand you a piece of paper, they say these are the rules. And then you go back out to your car and you do it down your arms so no one sees, and you leave your shirt on. And then your knees hurt because you start walking in and they bang on your knees. This guy's cute.
Appoint the public defender. Probation, your recommendation?
My recommendation was to remand revoke 30 days to 15. We've already extended his probation 180 days, and there has still been no verification of anger control counseling or substance abuse treatment. It doesn't seem like he's making any effort towards those conditions. And now probation has concerns about him traveling out of state for his job. I don't believe that was granted by the court. I believe the only thing granted by the court was allowing him to reside in North Carolina, which he does, even though this is a misdemeanor case and he technically is not allowed to transfer out of state under these charges. So probation is seeking revocation at this time.
That reminds me, I want to say hi to Black Ice Guy. Hi, Black Ice Guy. I see you in comments. I do.
Ms. Wickert?
Judge, I don't believe, given all the circumstances, that revocation is necessary. Well, to remand this gentleman is necessarily the most appropriate avenue, given that he has a full-time job and is supporting a family.
Nobody owns any.
And given the fact that
just like there used to be, oh God, what are they called? Hoop skirts underneath. It starts with a P. It goes underneath the hoop skirt. It starts with a P. What is it? Come on, guys, help me. Anyway, we don't own those anymore either.
this is a misdemeanor sentence that he's serving. He's been on probation since 2023. And I would ask the court to either extend the probation to give him time to complete these terms, or to find that he's unsuccessful at probation and close out the matter.
If he admits, I'll revoke and with no sanction.
May I address the client?
Yeah, but I don't know if we lost him. Mr.
I'm here.
Oh, okay.
Mr. Fritzno, my name is Sam. Can you hear me?
Petticoat is also a good answer, but I was thinking of pantaloons.
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, so I'm the public defender that's going to be helping you out today. The court's offer is to admit that you're not fully in compliance with.
No, I seen Fozzie. He has muscles. He doesn't have man boobs.
Your probation, and in exchange, they will just simply terminate your probation unsuccessfully. Is that what you'd like to do?
No, the thing is, I'm already taking the class. I think I got 4 more hours for the DWI to finish it. But the reason why I haven't finished complete the class is because I've been working long hours, 12 hours.
Dude, nobody asked you to talk. They asked you one simple question.
By like 80 something hours a week. So I haven't get days off, not even a week off. I haven't seen my kids since the last time I went to the courthouse. But the project is they so strict, just like you guys, very strict. They got their own policy. So I just got promoted as a foreman over here too.
But sir, if you miss classes, a lot of times they make you start over again. So I have a feeling, I don't know.
It was a wild and crazy 3.5 minutes.
If you really have only 4 left.
No. I'm not missing any week. So the reason why if I had time, I could have finished it in 2 weeks. But since I don't have time, so I try to take it every Saturday. Like I told my job that I'm gonna be out for 2 hours because they only allow me to be out for 2 hours. So, but like tomorrow morning, so I'm gonna.
And this part is dead true. He unbuttoned his shirt slowly, and that is dead true. I'm not lying.
I have to take the class. But the thing is, the where I'm taking the class is they never reported to my probation. So that's the reason, guys. You guys haven't received anything. But today, soon I'll get off the phone with you guys. So I'm gonna go ahead and try to call them and let them know they need to transfer all the time that I've been taking the class for the DWI, so they could know that I've been taking the class. But the project is almost finished where I'm at now. So I'm gonna try to ask them for 2 weeks off so I can go home so I can settle everything because I wanna finish
Dude, shut up.
uh
So, Mr. Fritz, now let me just,
I wanna
let me,
Hang on, let your attorney talk to you. Go ahead.
Mr. Fritzell, so I appreciate that you want to complete the classes. I think that's admirable, but let me just back up and sort of give you a general rundown of where we're at today, okay? So you essentially have three options. You can have a contested hearing, which is where you tell the court that you are not in violation of your probation, and we can have a contested hearing where you would come to Indiana and we would challenge what the state is saying, okay? If they were to find...
It's actually a mod initiation. You have to send your boob pics in mod chat if you want to be a mod.
And that you're in violation, meaning you haven't completed everything that you need to complete by today or by your discharge date, which was 2 days ago, then you could get your full backup time in jail. That's option one. It's not a given that that would happen, but that's a possibility. That's option one. Option two is you can accept the court's or probation's recommendation upon an admission that you're not fully in compliance today with everything. And it sounds like you're not fully in compliance today with everything. Probation is wanting you to do some jail time in Indiana. The court is simply saying, be done with probation today because you still have classes left to do. So my recommendation as the public defender who's helping you out is that you say exactly what you've been saying all morning, is that you still have some classes to do, you're not fully done with everything, and just terminate the probation. There's no issue of AMS, you pled to a misdemeanor, so I think that's probably in your best interest. But of course, you have other options if you want those too, but I think it's in your best interest to just be done with probation. Do you understand everything?
Yes, ma'am.
What would you like to do today?
I'm trying to done with probation as soon as possible.
Okay. Okay, so are you willing to admit that you're not fully done with all of your classes today?
Yes.
Okay, and in exchange, the court would end your probation.
Okay, sounds.
Okay.
So what's when the court end the probation, what's gonna happen after that?
Nothing. You're done.
Okay. So okay, sounds good. But do you guys want me to come to Indiana?
No, you're just done.
Okay.
You're just done.
You're just done.
You're just done, sir. I want you working and supporting your family.
Thank you, ma'am.
All right.
That's all I'm trying to do. I'm trying to do the right thing.
I know. Raise your right hand. Is that the other one? Yeah. Do you swear affirm testimony you shall give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. You can put your hand down. So, sir, you understand a probation violation was filed, and they say that you did not finish your substance abuse treatment and your anger management classes during the time that you were on probation. Do you understand that's what they're saying?
Yes.
And do you admit that to be true?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to accept your admission, revoke your probation, terminate it unsuccessfully, basically, impose no additional sanction. It's closed. Go back to work. Okay?
Thank you, ma'am. You guys have a beautiful day.
You too.
God bless you.
There we go, guys. We did it. Now we go to Fleischer. Probation's over. I was late today. Again, I'm always going to be late. What happens if you don't have a right hand? I don't know. Shake with your left hand. Yeah, well, that's freaking factual. 100% factual. That should be ingrained in school. Should learn that in school. That looks good.
Hernandez. Ms. Hernandez, you're charged with assault causing bodily injury. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, ma'am. Okay.
Officers were dispatched to a nightclub in Harris County, Texas, in response to an assault. The complainant told the officers that her and her friends were inside when the defendant and the complainant began arguing. The complainant was removed from the bar by staff and was standing outside when the defendant exited the bar and punched the complainant in the head with a closed fist, causing pain. The defendant then grabbed the complainant's hair and scratched her chest. The defendant admitted to hitting the complainant, and the complainant and the defendant had never met before.
Okay, Ms. Hernandez, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with the case. I'm ordering you as a condition of your bond not to consume alcohol or illegal drugs. I'm going to randomly test you. If I find that you're using any kind of alcohol or illegal drugs, I'll put you in jail. You will not get any more PR bonds. I'm also ordering you not to have any contact with the complaining witness, not to be in possession of any weapons, and not to go to this club. Do you understand? You will not get any more PR bonds, and I will protect every person in Harris County. And I don't care if you're kicking and screaming that we have to put you in jail, but that's how it works. Every person will be protected. Do you understand? How old are you, ma'am? How old are you?
I'm 32, sorry.
What do you do for a living? How many children do you have? How do you support yourself? Are you married?
Get out of my
Okay,
head,
and how much
Fozzie.
money does your, I guess, father of your children make?
Sure.
You need to find out. Because if you want to apply for court-appointed lawyer, I need to know whether you qualify or not. So I can send you home with an application, or you can go hire a lawyer. What would you like to do?
Catfish.
To go home.
Okay. So what I'm going to have you do is I'll have you go to Victoria, sign a reset. After that, I'll have you meet with Felicia to sign our bond conditions, and don't pick up any new cases. I will not give you any more PR bonds. I mean, imagine if you go to jail for an extended period of time, who's going to take care of those 4 kids? It'll throw your life sideways. Do you understand? So consider this when you're out there in the free world. Do you understand? Okay. Stephen will give you an application, and then we'll have you fill it out.
All right, Judge, next is page 17. Miller, come on up.
It's Miller time in Houston.
Good morning, Mr. Miller. Hey, good morning. Mr. Miller, you're charged with terroristic threat on a public servant. That makes it a Class A misdemeanor. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir.
On November 3rd, 2024, officers were dispatched to Ben Taub in regard to a terroristic threat call. Upon arrival, the officer met with the complainant, who was employed at Ben Taub Hospital as a registered nurse. The complainant advised that she was attempting to administer an IV needle in the arm of the defendant, and the defendant stated, "Bitch, take the needle out of my arm," or "Take the needle out, or I will kill you." The complainant stated she was in fear for her life.
Let's go. We are all going to Houston right now. This guy needs to learn today not to mess around with nurses.
Mr. Miller, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with the case. What do you do for a living, sir?
I'm unemployed right now, looking for a job. IT.
When is the last time you've had a full-time
Fozzie,
job?
we're going to circle around and talk
Maybe
about
about
that
3
later.
years ago.
Circle back and talk
How do you
about
support
that later.
yourself now?
Just my social security, my disability check.
Okay. I'll give you an application for an appointed lawyer.
Oil?
We need to, when you get a lawyer, we'll talk about how we go forward, because I don't know about.
Don't you dare use cleaning supplies on that. Don't you dare. I'll come over myself and take it from you.
Letting him go back to Ben Taub or not. Have you done a RIP by chance, Morgan, or anyone?
No, Your Honor.
Judge, not yet.
So I'm ordering you not to have any contact with the complaining witness in this case and not to be in possession of weapons. As far as you going back to Bentob Hospital, we're going to need to talk about that. So I'll appoint your lawyer today. We'll have you talk to the lawyer and we'll figure something out. Do not leave until you come back and we speak together. You understand? Okay, please.
Fletcher, I'll cut you.
All right, Judge,
Cut you.
next is page 21. Quinn,
So Alex, can
Get
you find no
outta
contact,
here.
nothing,
Oh, that
no
chat.
weapons, and then
Yes, Your
we'll
Honor.
talk
That
about whether we can go
chat.
back.
Yes, Your Honor.
Quinn, on page 21.
Got it. Deshaun Quinn.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Quinn, you're charged with evading arrest or detention. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. How old are you, sir?
17.
Are you here with anyone today?
No.
Can you go get her, please?
Judge Fleischer's chat. Good for you. You deserve a nice little nurse.
Hi, Mom. Whose baby is this? Okay. I was afraid that he was telling me at 17 he had a new baby. I was about to just, babies having babies. Thank you, Lord. Okay. He's charged with evading arrest or detention. First off, thank you for coming. He's charged with evading arrest or detention. He's facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. I have no idea what happened. We're going to see whether there's enough evidence to go forward or not. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you, sir.
On November 3rd, 2024, the officer was on patrol when he self-initiated a call for service in regard to a stolen vehicle. The officer was advised that a record driver was following the stolen vehicle, confirmed through NCIC, and upon contact with the stolen vehicle, the officer attempted to conduct a traffic stop. The co-defendant, driver of the vehicle, failed to yield to the officer's emergency lights and sirens and evaded the vehicle. The driver of the vehicle ran a red light and drove the wrong way in traffic, endangering the occupants of the vehicle. The defendant and another co-defendant and the driver, after the defendant finally pulled over, he evaded on foot along with the co-defendant. All suspects ignored all orders to stop and attempted to run in an effort to hide and evade for approximately 30 yards. A search of the motor vehicle revealed 2 firearms, one of which was reported stolen.
So what's Mr. Quinn's involvement in this? Where is he? Tell me he's not the driver.
No, Your Honor. It appears a co-defendant was the driver. He was a passenger that fled whenever they.
Where, so you said how many passengers were there?
It seems there were 2 co-defendants and the defendant, so 3 occupants in the vehicle.
Total, okay. And where's he? Do you know?
Does not say where he was in the vehicle, just that he was an occupant inside. I can check the offense report.
And then do you have cause numbers for the co-defendants by chance?
I have a cause number for one of the co-defendants.
Okay, let me have it.
It is 253-7051.
Hernandez, Diana.
That's Xavier Houston?
Yes.
That's with he's with Court 9. What's the other cause number, do you know?
We only have the one connected defendant.
That's only one judge that we have connected on our end.
The other one, I'm sure, got the phone UUMB though, right?
He was likely charged, but they just didn't connect it with ours.
He's in juvenile court.
the driver is juvenile court.
Yes, Your Honor.
Oh, it's a juvenile.
In the OR, it says the
That's-
driver is identified as a juvenile, and then the two passengers, including the defendant,
Okay.
paid on foot.
I want to keep it. I don't want to send him. I want to keep him. So I know that he's doing well. Mr. Quinn, I'm sending you for a drug test. I want to know what, if anything, is in your system now. What are you doing with yourself these days? Shh.
Right now, just look for a job. He's also in school.
That's what I want to know.
Okay, this incident that occurred,
I don't want to talk about the case. God put eyes in our head for forward thinking, right? So we move forward, not in the back of our head. I don't care. I want to know what's going on in the future. And my only concern is that he's not hanging out with other
I have eyes in the back of my head.
knuckleheads, getting into more trouble and staying in school and getting an education, because that's what life is about. Life is about having a lot of money, not ending up in back with a number on your back perpetually because you hang out with people like this. You're not allowed to hang out with these people anymore. You're not allowed to smoke weed, get in trouble, and you're not allowed to be out in the middle of the night. Do you understand? If I find that you start messing with us in any way, I'm going to put you in jail. And the problem is every time you go to jail, it's going to cost your mom to get you out. Instead of giving that money to the baby, she's getting it to you to get out. It's not going to happen. Do you understand?
yes, sir.
It doesn't say where he was in the view.
Why did you throw it in the trash can? That's so nice of you to want me to take a nice long nap.
Well, Judge, just
Very
as the
kind.
passengers.
Okay. Are you in high school now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I'm making it a condition of your bond that you graduate and that you stay in high school full time. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
I'll try to take care of as much as I can for you. You know, I know that you probably have it tough. I'll take away all the costs so you won't have to pay for anything. Who else do you have at home?
I have other children.
Okay, do you work?
Yes, I do work.
Okay, when you're gone, what happens to him?
He's at home with his other siblings.
Okay,
I'm home by 11. I work 3 to 11.
I was gonna give him a curfew. Is that okay?
That's fine.
What do you think is an appropriate time for a night? 9 o'clock? Is that okay?
10.
Okay.
Because he is about to start working, so I do want him to be able to go to work.
I don't want him out in the middle of the night because nothing good happens at 1, 2, and I don't want him smoking weed. I'm gonna test you today. If you test positive, I get it, but after today it stops because I will test you again in 40 days. And if you test again positive, that tells me that you've continued to smoke. If you test positive, because I don't know, and if you continue, I'm gonna lock you up. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
I'm not asking much. I'm asking you to be a good kid, stay in school, and help your mom. Do you think she wants to be here today?
Okay.
Right. No, she's got better things to do. Not only that, you're in a allegedly stolen car. What if someone comes out and tries to shoot your ass dead? It's not your car. People die every day because they start shooting in the cars that's not there, you know? No more. Your life is hard enough as it is as a young African American. Don't make it harder than it needs to be. When you end up with criminal charges, all you're doing is making life more difficult. Do you understand? All right. I'll give you my card. If he starts acting up at home, just let me know and we'll take care of him for you. If you ever need anything, come back, let us know. We'll take care of it for you. I'll give you a lawyer today, but I want to know what's in the system today. Okay. And then he's not to have any contact with these other people and just stay in school. You want him to work. If you ever need anything, just let the lawyer know. We'll take care of it. Okay. Stephen, please. All right. That way.
Right, the next arraignment is page 23. Smith, come on up.
I hope there's nothing in his system. I love Skyrim. It's a good game.
Good morning, Miss Smith. How old are you, ma'am?
17.
Are you here with anyone today?
Yes.
Who? Go get her, please. Younger and young. Vic, which Smith? Which one? Top, okay.
Raven, you're in a good mood today. That's awesome.
Good morning, Mom.
Good morning.
Thank you so much for coming.
Yes.
So Ms. Smith is charged with evading arrest or detention. She's facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. I don't know what happened in the case. We're going to do probable cause so we know, whether there's enough evidence to go forward. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, ma'am. Okay.
On November 3rd, 2024, officers received a flock hit in regard to a stolen vehicle in the area of North Eldridge while on active patrol. The officers serviced the area and located the motor vehicle. The vehicle was observed to be occupied by 3 subjects, one of whom was the defendant, who was observed to be in the front passenger seat.
Is this deja vu?
And the officer followed the motor vehicle and confirmed the occupied vehicle to be stolen. The officer activated his emergency equipment in an effort to initiate a traffic stop, but the officer observed it to take off and refused to stop. The officer observed the vehicle reach speeds of 66 miles per hour, disregard all signals to stop, and run a red light. When the vehicle eventually stopped, the defendants got out of the vehicle and evaded on foot for approximately 1,000 feet.
It's like I'm hearing double. Did you hear everything that I just said to this young man that was just here?
Yes.
Same thing applies to you. What are you doing with yourself these days, ma'am?
Going to school.
I was just informed I got you mixed up with the other Raven. You're always in a good mood. That was me. That was me.
Where?
It's going good too.
I was just shocked because the other Raven wouldn't have did this. Where are you, other Raven? Are you lurking? Come on in. That right there.
Cyclops High School.
She's here with me now. She's got
She's getting ready to graduate. She's doing good. She makes good grades. She got some plans after school. She loves to work. She was just, I don't think she was really
Let's
knowledgeable.
not talk about the case.
Okay.
If I test you for drugs and alcohol right now, what are you going to test positive for? Exactly. I'm sending you for a test. It stops today. And if I find that you start acting up, if you don't stay in school, if you start hanging around with these people again, I've got one place for you. Do you understand this, Smith?
Yes.
The goal is to make you leave here better than you came in. And I'm going to do everything in my power. And if I see that you start acting a fool in the free world, I will take the free world away. And I don't care if you're kicking and screaming and praying to Jesus, Allah, I don't care. You start acting a fool, there's only one thing that's going to happen. I'm not asking much. The only thing I'm asking you to do is stay clean, graduate, and make something of yourself. Life is hard enough for you as it is. Who you are. You now are here with us as a first. Don't make it a career. It's not a good one. Life is about money, and you, as a young Black woman, should never, ever have to rely on anyone else for money or for anything, because no one is going to give anything to you. If you want something in life, you got to go get it, and you need this and you need this, and it starts now at 17. Do you understand?
Yes.
Okay. Same thing with you. I will give you guys a lawyer today. I'm sending you for a drug and alcohol test, and I'm putting a curfew. Nothing good happens in the middle of the night, and you're not allowed to. I want you to stay in school, graduate, and you're not allowed to hang out with the people in this case, the other co-defendants. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
If you ever have any issues, just let me know, and we'll try to help you as much, and we'll try to take no money as well. And I'll give you my card. If you ever need anything, just let us know, and we'll help you take care of everything as we can. For sure. Do you mind giving this to me, please? Okay, so for now, I'm sending you for a test. If you were to come back, if you fail the test, if you don't come back, your bond goes bye-bye. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right, Vic, please.
Right this way. Vineyard, page 25. Ms. Smith, go ahead and sign for your receipt, please. Thank you. All right, so I just want to attend to say, take the seat and then have a seat. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Vineyard on page 25.
Good morning, Mr. Vineyard. Sir, you're charged with
What did my biology professor do wrong?
Tampering with a government record, you're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir.
Okay. On November 3rd, 2024, officers conducted a traffic stop on the defendant's vehicle after observing the defendant's temporary tag to be obscured and wet. Upon running the tag through NCIC, no return was received. Upon being
Fozzie got so mad at me because of my daughter the other night. It was funny because, oh, everybody's saying hi. When I did when I was AI Kathy that one day, she was logged in as me to run the stream and everything. So he was in chat, he was adding court vibes, and obviously I was there, but I wasn't responding. And he would text me, said, "Why aren't you responding?" And I'd show him a picture of the airport and the line I'm in. I'm in a long line at the airport. I'm not in chat. Yes, you are. I just added you. Why aren't you responding to anybody in chat? I'm not in chat. I'm at the airport. He said, "But I see you here." I said, "No, that's my daughter. That's my daughter."
being advised of the defendant that the tag was registered in Colorado, the officer ran the tag through Colorado's database, which showed a registration effective as of December 15th, 2023, with an expiration date of
Actually, Cass, that's a pretty good idea. Every time she ticks me off, I won't ground her. I will make her say a hi to everybody in chat.
February 13th, 2024.
They're both
However,
good.
the temporary tag
My daughters
displayed
are good.
December
She's
13th,
just more
2024.
responsible.
The defendant eventually admitted to tampering with the temporary tag in order to avoid paying taxes. The officer observed that the December on the tag appeared to be a cutout modification inconsistent with the organization tag.
Mr. Vineyard, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with the case. Do you have a valid Texas driver license, sir? Do you have valid liability insurance in your name?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you're not allowed to drive unless you have both of those where you're making that a condition of your bond. If you're caught driving and you don't have a license and or a liability insurance, you will go to jail. Or if you pick up a new case, likewise, you will go to jail. You will not get more PR bonds.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that means I had sex.
Do you mind filing those, please? Those conditions.
This condition of driving without the license and insurance.
Correct, please. I'm going to have you sign a reset with Victoria. We're going to get you out of here. You need a lawyer to represent you. We will give you time to get a lawyer. I'll have you sign the reset. After that, we'll have you take a seat in the jury box. We'll get your bond conditions. We'll have you sign it. And after that, you'll be free to go. Please.
All right, Judge, next is page 26.
Is this the last arraignment?
Here's one more.
Good morning, Mr. Wilson.
How's it going?
Mr. Wilson, you're charged with terroristic threat. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir.
Understood.
How old are you, sir?
18 years old.
Here with anyone today?
No, sir.
Yes, Judge. On October 9th, 2024, the officer was dispatched to a terroristic threat call at
If you're a Steelers fan, you said that right.
Vape City in Harris County, Texas. The officer made contact with a witness.
Ew.
The witness stated the defendant, an employee, arrived and began yelling, "Where the fuck is she at? Where is she at?" The witness stated he was confused as to who the defendant was referring to and stated the defendant mentioned the name of Millie, the manager of the store. The witness stated he told the defendant the manager was not at the location, to which the defendant began yelling, "When she fucking comes back, you call me, you let me know because I got something for her ass. She fired the wrong fucking one, and I hope it was worth the fucking job. Her ass is the one on the line." The witness stated he became afraid as the defendant got louder with each statement. The witness stated the defendant tapped a solid unknown item in the front of his waistband, which the witness stated was possibly a gun. The witness stated he informed the complainant of the incident, and the complainant advised the defendant was recently fired. The complainant stated she reported the incident to management and was ordered not to go to the store. The complainant stated she was in fear for her life and felt unsafe going to work.
Mr. Wilson, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with the case. If I test you now, what are you going to test?
Yo, I don't know why he got fired.
That's positive for.
For alcohol.
Do
I'm
it
sending you
for-
for, I'm gonna send you for a drug and alcohol test. You're to come right back. If you fail to come back, if you fail to take the test, I will issue a warrant. You will not get any more PR bonds. Do you understand?
Understood.
Okay, I'll have you take the test while you come back and then we'll talk about your lawyer situation when you get back, sir.
Right this way. All right, Judge, next is page 16, Lynch, come on up. Right, go ahead and sign for your reception.
Emma Lynch.
Yes, sir.
Miss Lynch, you're charged with driving while intoxicated. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, man.
Yes, Judge. On November 3rd, 2024, an officer was dispatched to a possible intoxicated driver. The witness, a Harris County Toll Authority record, advised that he observed the defendant's vehicle stop in the entrance ramp of West Little York Road to the West Sam Houston Parkway North, and observed the defendant's motor vehicle stop erratically on the roadway and jump over the curb on the service road. The officer conducted a traffic stop on the defendant's vehicle after observing it to have been traveling at a low rate of speed and failed to stop at a designated stopping point. The defendant initially accelerated as the officer approached. Upon contact with the defendant, the officer observed her to have a strong odor of an alcoholic beverage, slurred speech, red glassy eyes, and major disorientation. The officer also observed the defendant to have been swaying and have difficulty keeping her eyes open. The defendant's passenger advised the defendant was drinking. HGN was performed 6 out of 6. The defendant denied to perform walk and turn and one leg stand. The DIC was read, but the defendant refused, and a blood warrant was signed and executed.
Okay. Any priority to be honest?
There was a dismissal out of Bryan County in 2023.
Anything else?
No, Your Honor.
Yes, that was the only other DWI judge, but she also had failure to ID, giving false or fictitious information also out of Bryan County, and she received 12 months probation from that. And those were both out of the same
Transaction.
transaction. Yes.
Got it. Okay. Ms. Lynch, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. I'm ordering you now. Let me ask you, do you have a Texas driver license? Do you have liability insurance in your name? Can you run her license, Alex, please? I'm now placing a restriction on your license. You're not allowed to drive any vehicle that doesn't have an ignition interlock on it. If you're caught driving a vehicle that doesn't have an interlock, then you will go to jail. You will not get any more PR bonds. I am filing paperwork now with the Texas Department of Public Safety so that every officer knows you are supposed to drive a vehicle that has an interlock. If you're caught driving one that doesn't, they will take you to jail.
She's eligible.
Got it. I am also ordering you not to consume alcohol, illegal drugs, unprescribed controlled medication. You will be randomly tested. If you test positive for drugs or alcohol, likewise, you will go to jail. If you continually test positive, that tells me that you have a problem, and I can have a contempt hearing, hold you in contempt, slap you with 180 days, probate it for 2 years, and put you in a rehab facility. Don't. If you have a problem with drugs or alcohol, address it, because if it becomes a problem, I'm going to take care of it. And I promise you're not going to like the way that I do it. You understand? Okay. I will have you sign. How old are you, man? What do you do for a living?
I work at a perfume kiosk, but I'm in nursing school as well. So
You're in
nursing school.
nursing school. Okay. Would you like to apply for an appointed lawyer, man? Okay. Do you mind giving an application? We'll have you fill out an application. I need to know whether you qualify. I'll have you sign Aretha Victoria. You'll meet with Felisa for your bond conditions, and then we'll have you take your signature. Please.
All right, go ahead and sign.
Okay, Mr. Newley, you ready? Hey, good morning. Hi, Day. Happy Monday. Who are we talking about?
CHU. It's the fugitive case.
Should I go get him? Should we get him?
I think so, yeah.
Do you mind grabbing him? It is
An African. Chukukere.
Chukukere. He speaks English?
Oh, yes, an engineer. So I've been doing, I see it a long time.
Henry Boston.
Something new, Lucifer. Lucifer will never have.
You are, is it Enyahi Chukukiri?
Yes, sir. Yes,
Sir.
Good morning, sir.
We brought you out. Your lawyer's asking me to set you a bond. I don't know, though. I don't know much about you. I mean, I don't know anything about you. All I know is that you're wanted here from another state. You were arrested here in Houston, so we have to figure out everything about you in the short little time that we have. So bear with us while we get to know you real quick, and then we'll see whether that we should give you a bond or not. Okay, tell us about it.
So just one out of Florida for battery by strangulation. The jurisdiction there, and he doesn't show any other history except for some traffic infractions. They requested that we hold him no bond in our jurisdiction, but he is eligible for bond in their jurisdiction only upon return for 25,000 or 25,000.
What's your position?
State's not opposed to a bond, but I am opposed to a low bond. It looks like he has had this warrant since July, but it's not an FTA bond. But the fact that it's been out so long and that he might have some indication that this warrant was coming is strangulation of a partner, and it's a domestic. And so the state's requesting $10,000 to commit sufficient bail for him to return.
Judge, defendant resides here in Harris County. He's domiciled here in Harris County. He's an engineer by profession. I know him very well, and he's a US citizen. He's not going to be a flight risk. He relocated and he works here. He lives in Katy. He has a house and everything. So this came as a surprise to him. As a matter of fact, he's not even seeing you because I have his glasses in my pocket. He's not
Can he have his
comprehending what is
glasses or
happening.
no?
He can see.
Can he have his glasses or no?
Because when they took him, he fell off. So nobody knew. He can see. He's just guilty. But I know him very well. So.
Your Honor, they can get their glasses. They have to see the optometrist. They have to see the eye doctor there at the jail. They can do that if they already have a pair.
So we can't give him.
No,
Mr.
So
Lee
he
has
cannot
to
give
know.
him-
can't read. So that's where we are now. I told them that. So he had an issue with his ex, and he are working.
You know, I got to tell you, Mr. Noli, that lately, Mr. Kim here hasn't agreed to many bonds at all, quite frankly. He's okay with a $10,000 bond now. What's your position on that?
Well, 10,000 is not so much, but if we can make it 5,000, that would be more reasonable to me.
Well, 5,000 is normally what we do on a felony case here. And the other thing is that this is a fugitive case. So it
And
makes
if
it a
I
lot
be a
more.
judge, your discretion is fine with me.
Here's the thing. You have to understand that you are an inherent flight risk because it is a fugitive case. So the usual and customary 10 to 20% will not apply to you. When you have a fugitive case and we set a bond, typically bonding companies will want a significant portion of that bond, if not all. So if we set you a bond now, you'll probably have to put a good amount of that, if not all of it, toward the bond for you to be released. Has he waived already?
Yes, waived judge on November 20th.
So the thing is this, is that you've waived. What we do is we give Florida 2 weeks to come get you. If they don't come get you within that time, Harris County releases you. If you want me to set the bond, you have to withdraw your waiver and you lose that time that you've accrued now, which is now what, 2 to 3 days
That's what,
for them to come get you.
that's what we want. We're going to withdraw it.
Sorry?
He's going to withdraw
I
his
mean,
waiver.
what I'm saying is I'm going to set your bond at $7,500.
Yes, yes,
Okay.
yes, yes.
If you want to make it, you'll probably have to put all that money up.
I will pay it today. I will pay for him.
Oh, okay. It's up to you guys, but understand that you will withdraw your waiver. You will lose that time versus using that money to hire a lawyer in Florida. I don't know what kind of money you have, but just that's one of the considerations you need to make. If you want, we'll set the bond for you. It'll be $7,500. The idea is that once you post that bond, we give you 2 weeks to go turn yourself in to the demanding jurisdiction into Florida, specifically where?
Orange County, I believe.
We give you 2 weeks to go turn yourself into Orange County. You know that actions have consequences. And if you fail to go turn yourself in, or if you fail to go post bond in that jurisdiction, I'm going to revoke this bond. I will set it to 0. I will not give you another one. This is the only opportunity you will have here to go do what you need to do. You won't get another one. Do you understand? Okay, I don't need you to make the decision right now in front of us. You guys talk if you still want to do it. I'll set the bond.
I understand, I'm doing it.
You want to still want to do it?
Yes.
Okay, so set the bond at 7,500.
Thank you, Judge.
Okay, Mr. Norton.
Thank you, Judge.
That's right.
Yes.
I'm skipping coffee right now
No,
because I am going to bed. I'm skipping coffee. Oh wait, no, I'm going to take a nap before Judge Fleischer's courtroom. Then I'll get coffee. It'll be weird drinking hot coffee. All right, guys. We did it. We did it. So, are you working today, Fozzie? Do you have to work tonight? I never say day drinking. I just say drinking. Yes, Michael, go take a nap. We need you on point today. Because Nana has to go to the doctor, which is stressful. Bye, Raven. Wow. What is today? Today's Tuesday. You're off like for almost for a whole freaking week. Is today Tuesday? I'm sure today's Tuesday. You could find me some clips. Get busy. Don't go to YouTube though. Bye guys. Thank you so much for coming out. I really, really, really appreciate it. I shall see you very, very soon. I'm looking. It's here somewhere. There we go. Have a great day. I hunt you.
Got these lights that goes digital dreams. Through the screen, her blue eyes gleam. Wicked humor, sharp as a knife. Her stream sparks electric light. Late night when the world sleeps, she's the friend that always keeps. Giggles roll like thunder loud. She stands out in any crowd. Kathy's laugh cuts through the gloom. Eyes blue like a summer's bloom. Her humor dark and twisted sharp. In a way, there's no alarm. Freedom tales waiting to the night. Her laughter feels just right. Even when my world turns gray, with a giggle, she lights the way. Her eyes near a sky so blue. In her jokes, there's a truth so true. With extreme, she brings the light. Turns dark days into bright. Kathy's laugh cuts through the gloom. Eyes blue like a summer's bloom. Her humor dark and twisted sharp. In a way, there's no alarm. Streaming tales waiting to the night. Her laughter feels just right. Even when my world turns gray, with a giggle, she lights the way. Kathy's laugh cuts through the gloom. Eyes blue like a summer's bloom. Her humor twisted sharp in a way there's no law.